Right, ladies and gentlemen, I'm a bit rushed and I'll get a few formalities out the way before I start my little speech. 2 A4s. I'd like to introduce you to the vice captain, very close friend of mine. Very rarely I was separated when we're in the club. You might know him as Lotto, but I know him as Rob Lambert. Two leagues that the team play in. They are, Rob. Well done. What do you want to say? Now, these 2 A4 bits of paper, I've got about 6 sleepless nights on them. If you've ever been a best man, that's a doddle compared to what you've got to do here. But at the end of the day, I'm hoping I'm amongst friends, so it should go all right. So here we go. Let's get this on the road, and then we'll get a good time going. Right then. That's the wrong way around. That was planned. I wish. Mr. President, Lady Captain, past captains, members and friends, it's a great privilege. It is a great privilege to be the captain of this club. It's not until you travel around all the other clubs that you realise that this is a special club. Everywhere you go, they always ask how Westerhope social side's getting on. And to be honest, they're all really, really jealous of it. They all think the course is fantastic, not because of the greens and the fairways, but they just like the layout of the place, where you're never too far away, as we say, the bar, but really it's the clubhouse they're talking about. You hear all these rumours. I mean, Kevin, President, touched on it last night at the AGM about the £150 levy. Obviously, we don't know where them rumours come from. But I knew this club was financially sound when Paul Letty bought an electric trolley. It walks a hell of a lot faster than he does anyway. I'm really happy to be surrounded by my family and friends, both on and off the golf course. Although I do wish that my Uncle Jack was here. He got me into the game of golf, but unfortunately he passed away last November. I do know that he knew I was going to be the captain, and I do know that he was chuffed to bits, but I would love to have had him here. He probably would have known who I was, but he would have been chuffed to bits. I'd also like to mention Colin Makepeace. Couldn't have stood up here today and not mention that fella's name. His connection with the club is legendary. One of the reasons why the club is where it is today. I'd also like to remember Brian Quinny. I mean, I know his main squad over there, I'll miss him greatly. Came up to me 6 years ago and said he'd had a good bet on us to be captain before 2015. Don't know what odds he got, but would have been a canny payout, I think. Wasn't on a committee there, no interest at all in that sort of thing, so must have had a bit of foresight, that Quinny. Now I'm going to go through my thank yous. If I forget anybody, I'll apologise in advance. Hopefully I haven't. That's the second page. Here we go, right? When I first joined this golf club, Peter White, would you believe? Billy Potts took me around, you know, when you've got to get your cards in, sign, so you can get your handicap. So I'm going to thank Peter White, and Bill Potts. I don't know whether Bill Potts is in, I've seen him earlier on. He's probably out there in the sunshine, eh? Look what I managed to get for you today. Also thanks to Brian McTurnan, John Wilkinson, Smoking Sid, who's made a reappearance. Doesn't even smoke now. And would you believe Michael Wilson? They were the first people that I teamed up with. One of them days where you come up where the clocks go back and you dive in somebody else's spot. That's how I got in there. Now, I've already seen Brian McTurnan about this story I'm going to tell. He doesn't mind one jot. He'll tell you he's got the 3rd best handicap in the club. Depends which way you look on it. But I remember one story in Scotland. The lads will probably say that's not true. It might not be true, but I hope it gets a laugh. Just like that when I go with a bit in paper. Anyway, went to Scotland. Brian's off 27. He's often said before that if his handicap goes any higher, he's going to have a sex change. Anyhow, on the first day of this course we played, he had one fresh air shot, and then another fresh air shot, recomposed himself, pulled his drive into the rough on the left. And he just looked around at the rest of us and said, bloody hell, this is a hard course, isn't it? Thank you to Mr. Sutter. He's always done a great job. Mr. Sutter, Disco, as everybody else knows him. I wish him very many more successful years in the job. I think he's got a big birthday next month. Would I be right with that, Dave? June. Big birthday, June. But hey, let me look as fit as a fiddle, eh? Who said no? Many thanks to John and his staff in the bar. I'm telling you, his meals are legendary on the team circuit. They're always asking me on the first tee, what's the tea? Tea for tea. And I can never tell him because I just say it's a surprise. I know Brian's in. Where's Brian? Greenkeeper. Brian, can you just show yourself mate there? Just in case anyone doesn't know who he is, this is the lad that mixed up that course there. Does a tremendous job. We have been through a difficult period, and we might have a couple of more difficult periods to go through, but we'll get there. Brian always gets it sorted. Special thanks to all professionals. Spike, I don't know whether Spike's in. He's in the shop. Working, you see, working, commitment. George is here. I mean, I do a great job for the club and its members, so my appreciation to them. I think they know my phone ring now, because whenever I ring the shop, nobody really answers. Same with Dave as well, like. A special mention for Jimmy Rogers as well, who again is going to be kitting out the juniors. So special thanks to him as well, and we'll look forward to possibly his another little charity to do with the back end of the season to raise some more funds for the juniors. Also like to thank all the sponsors. They'll not all be here, there'll be some here. And here's a website address for you, because I don't think very many people use this website address. www.westerhope.com. If you go on there, you can view all the latest news that's happening, turns that's going to be on, everything. You can even see the course in all its glory. Another website for you is howdidIdo.com. I would imagine there's quite a few people in here already on there. But I was put in touch with it a couple of years ago, and you can look at every single score that's been done in this club by anybody you want, how many shots to score in each hole. And you can see when you finished in the comp, works out your averages and everything. So you hold all the bandits off. I'd like to thank, wish all the other captains and vice captains the best of seasons. And I mean that from the heart. Mr. Lambert's going to be making his debut this year, playing with a lady, if Ali will give him permission. I played last year, there's a guaranteed kiss at the end of 18 goals, that's all right. As most of our members know, our club champion for the last 2 years is unfortunately leaving us, but fortunately for him, he's going to turn pro. So I'm sure we'll all wish him well. Ross Crow. Anyone wins the lottery between now and going on the tour, all donations will be greatly appreciated. Is that right, Ross? The one thing I remember about Ross, and I missed it because I was at Wall's End, the Royal and Ancient, playing an invitation day. They were in a competition, a 3-man team, and I got the course after they played the morning round, and someone told me that Ross had a 62. Well, you can imagine what I said to that. I can't say it in here. But here it turned out he'd had a 62 around that course, and I think he smashed. Did he smash your record, George, down there? George's record card. Having a good day, George. Right, we're making a lost cross. Wish him well. But we've managed to secure the services of, well, I say 3 new players, but really it's 2. Sean Hedges is going to be joining me from Hexham. He's not in, is he? No, he's playing football. And we're going to have another lad join me called Phil Graham. He's not in either, is he? I haven't met him. I feel as if I've known him for years, but I've spoken to him on the phone and texted him. But we're getting 2 new members. And also Doug Curry is going to come out of semi-retirement to make a reappearance for the team. So I wish them all well. Right, well, all the players that played for me and Tommy last year, will you please stand up wherever you are? Oh, you're already standing up. No, honestly, will you please stand up if there's any players in that played last year? That's alright. No, I thought there would be more in than this. You sit down now, stop milking it, lad. Right, well, that's... Stand up if you want to think the numbers. Stand So I was going to say, ladies and gentlemen, this is your golf squad from Westerhope for 2011, but it looks like we're going to be short before the finish off this week. Straight away. I'm sure there's a few out there, and there might be a few coming up later on. By the way, I bet I'll tell you about Quinny. He didn't actually pick up on that bet because he'd actually backed Mark Gray to be club champion next year in the double. Right, and here we get to be the chosen charity. The chosen charity this year is going to be Thomas Buick Special School, which is a local school for autistic children. And it just so happens that my wife actually works at that school. So that's going to be a charity for this year. Now, I've managed to secure the services of 3 elite runners who are going to run for this school, the Great North Run. So if Mr. Rob Lambert can stand up, AP Dixon, can he stand up? And Carl, can Carl stand up? Now, if you look at these 3 here, one of these used to be a Harrier. Now, which is the one that was the Harrier, would you believe? Probably, I've seen the photographs. Ali's got the photographs. She keeps going on about Rob having a 6-pack. So, if ever you need to see Rob without his vest on, with a 6-pack, Ali's the lady to go and see. I'm sure you will support them. And the bottle, that's going to go back on the ball again next week. I'm not going to force anyone to put money in if they're going to bunkers. If you just chuck your loose change in there on the way out, that would be greatly appreciated because it's amazing how that adds up. I'm going to call it Fill It Up. As long as I did, I didn't fit with anybody else. Right, so my main hope for the coming season is that we'll get some decent weather. Everyone has a hell of a time. Great golf, great company. And we'll try and get this place bottling again on entertainment nights and weekends like it was 4 or 5 years ago. We had to be early. Everyone have a great time. Enjoy the buffet and the entertainment later on. I'm hoping it's going to knock your socks off. Thanks very much.